I did want to watch it. They're pretty. I was impressed with the first one, but anyway.
The first season?
No, the first couple episodes.
Oh,
That's about where it's
Very limited time.
Because I'm into
I've read the book pretty well. I pretty much did.
there are some good
Same joke.
good things. Like I'll have to go back because I didn't know that was a conversation with Nicodemus.
Yeah, right. For good.
So
That's actually a positive thing that I was.
That is a very
saying.
good thing. Yeah. All right, I did start a timer, so we wouldn't go too long.
Feels like a Monday,
Oh,
A little bit.
but it's not.
I'm Jake Schriner.
I'm Bob Nelson.
I'm Tracey White.
I'm Pastor Johnny Leckie, and this is the Compass Conversation Saturday Night Podcast.
Cheers.
Welcome. Chairs. What, chairs? Oh, cheers.
Cheers. We'll set the chairs up later.
Oh, that's right. That's
Our
part of the
special
night as well.
edition, After Dark.
After dark. It's going to be a spicy one tonight, friends.
We will follow you. You have the name above every name. We will follow you, King Jesus.
Now, the only spice is the spiciness that you guys were all sick.
That was spicy.
Week, so.
And the spicy stuff, I got in my eye a little.
You got some hot sauce in your eye.
No idea I did that. I was like, what in the world?
Yeah, jalapenos. I've done that too.
Jalapenos.
Inya.
It's that little thing at the
It's
end.
a
A
Inya.
little tilde over it. Or
Yeah,
whatever
there's-
it is, yeah.
Jalapeno is, that sounds good. Jalapeno.
It's not jalapeno.
Jalapeno, no, jalapenos. Peno. Well, anyway. Well, all right. Well, how's everybody doing? We'll start over here. Bing, boom. Jake Schriner, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm well rested. I took a nice nap today and
Oh,
didn't
look
have
at
to
that.
work this morning, which is
Jealous.
always nice on a
Sweet.
Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, it was I mean, I know you guys have all been plagued with it too, but yeah, sickness ran rampant in our household this
Oh,
past
no
week.
kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, Harper missed school on
Oh, that's
Wednesday,
right.
and yeah, Colette wasn't feeling well at all. She actually, unfortunately, had to miss her first. Well, not her first, but like one of her in-person days going
Oh,
to
wow.
work.
Oh.
So because it's at the Children's Hospital, they have like a screening
Yeah.
that everyone's supposed to do the night before. That gives you like a green flag or red flag to go in. But it was okay. She's doing.
She got the penalty flag.
Yeah, she got the red flag. No, she's doing much better now. She's working a 12-hour shift today. So
wow.
yeah, Kathy's watching Harper, and then
Oh,
Harper
good.
will be out here for the band practice
Excellent.
and stuff too. So that'll be fun. But yeah, speaking of spicy, the hot pepper plants are starting to sprout.
Hey,
Yeah.
all right. Very nice segment.
I've been watching those like crazy because it's very frustrating. Some seeds, when you start them, depending on the type of plant, they'll pop up in like 3 or 4 days. And spicy pepper seeds, especially seeds that are older, like a few years old, like I had some left over that I was still using them. They take like more than 2 weeks before
Oh.
they start coming around. Yeah, but the first one showed up beginning of this week, and then every day more and more have been
Nice.
popping up. So I think it's 17 or 18 of the 24 seed pods that I have started are all growing now.
Sweet.
So that's cool.
The days are coming.
They are. Yeah, we're about 3 months away from our big planting day. So
Nice.
mark your calendars.
Mark your calendars. Join us there.
Yeah,
That's
and
gonna
yeah, work's been going okay. This week, all of a sudden, things just ramped up like crazy, and it's been very, very busy. And so I'm gonna start pursuing potentially hiring another yard hand. So that would be that'll be good. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then we've also had a huge problem with a homeless encampment right next door to the steel
really?
yard. Yes. It's bad. It's usually it's like 1 or 2 people, but this is like a whole city underneath the overpass on the highway. We've called this city a bunch of times. We've called DPD,
Wow.
and they just, oh no, we'll come out there, and it doesn't happen. It's a little frustrating, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. But anyway,
Barbecue.
We'll bring them some donuts.
I don't know. I don't. And there's people that show up once or twice a week. Like a lot of people show up. They'll come down in cars, and they have like hot meals and water and all this stuff for this encampment, and I'm a little bit torn on how I feel about that, because it's a very good thing that they're doing,
Yes.
but also the people that they're doing it for are not appreciative. They leave trash everywhere. They take it for granted. They're not thankful. It doesn't appear, and it doesn't appear that they want to like improve themselves. So it's like, I don't
That's
know.
a shame.
It's a bit of a moral dilemma.
Right.
It is. We've talked about it a number of times. haven't we?
So, but other than that, things are going
Balance and
good.
all that.
So,
All right, man. Well, I'm glad you're here.
thank you. Me too.
And that you're well.
Yes. Oh yeah. I'm
You
doing
have
fine.
some-
I've been dodging bullets this week.
Me too.
I feel great.
I've been good.
Just jinx yourself.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no jinxes. To your right,
Yeah,
Mr. Bob.
also doing pretty well. I was kind of worried because last night I got something that I really don't ever get, which is a sick headache, and then I had a sore throat, and then some ibuprofen and stuff. It's gone. So just a little post nasal drip. So I'm fine. Other than that, I'm fine. Yeah.
Cool.
It's all good.
You sure about that?
I am. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I started out not so sure about it this morning, but I'm fine. I'm totally fine. So.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
I
watch you
take back
carefully.
my comment about
Dodging
now
bullets.
sit
Yeah.
next to Bob for
Yeah.
the next hour.
Taking our back.
I'm gonna put the wide lens on and just spread out a little bit.
Well, I
Way
hope,
over the.
I hope that is. I hope you're
Yeah.
well and
Yeah.
awesome, particularly by tomorrow. So.
But yeah, oh yeah, and I'm excited about tomorrow. Being here in the studio, okay? And Lamar's
That's
Donuts.
right.
I'm gonna go pick those up. So there's our. People won't see that. Bummer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they won't.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Nope. I don't blame you.
Editing and uploading the podcast tonight doesn't happen.
So
Yeah, so this will be after the
Yeah.
case.
so
Lamar, is
you
it
missed
what we ultimately? Did you say
Oh, yeah,
Lamar
yeah.
donuts?
It's a piece of cake to get to. Just an extra 10 minutes out of my
I thought it
commute.
was a piece of donuts. We were after.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is true. Well, cake donuts.
Pizza donuts.
Hey,
Pizza.
oh,
That could be a thing.
that's a bagel, man. That's like a bagel donut.
That's like the Krispy Kreme hamburgers or Krispy Kreme cheeseburgers. They use the Krispy Kreme
Yeah.
glazed donut as a bun. That's
So,
just
so we're here in the
Okay.
studio, so we're doing something special tonight. It's because last week
Yes.
that was the question, it was about something. We were building a pizza, or was it about donuts?
no, 2 weeks ago it was
That's
about
right.
a donut. This last week was pizza.
And so I
that's
said, let's
something.
do something special, a little bit higher caliber of donut for tomorrow.
So
That
yeah.
Well,
would have
they're
been
hot.
Shipley donuts.
Chipley is one, but tomorrow is what you said.
Lamar's. Yeah, they're the closest to really good donut.
See, I'm thinking
Yeah.
the times that we're doing Big Sunday, maybe we should start doing something like that.
Easy enough.
I don't know. That's just I'm just throwing that out. That's not don't write it down.
Keep throwing good stuff out.
We'll see how tomorrow goes. Keep the good stuff, throw out the bad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, on that happy note, anyway.
Joy's doing much better. We've got our car back, and I don't.
Oh, good.
It had
Oh, I don't
been
think
in a
anybody knows
small
about
wreck.
this.
Yeah, no big deal. But we finally got the car back yesterday, and then got a new wheel out of the backside. Evidently, I don't know. I think it was a curb check, but they thought it was damage from the guy hitting us. So no big deal.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so life is good, except for that.
Oh,
Remnants.
that's good for you. All right, we're gonna jump across the pond here. Talk to my good friend Tracy. How are you, sir?
Recovering. It's been a rough week. After Sunday, came home and just pretty much did nothing the rest of the day.
You just plowed through that service. Still played fantastically,
Well,
but I
thanks.
know you were not feeling it.
No, wasn't. And then Monday, I was feeling bad enough to not work. So I got on and online and I talked to my manager and told him what was on my work schedule for the week, except for Monday. I'm not doing Monday. So I took Monday off, and yeah, that one hurt. I had a headache so bad, I think it was Tuesday night. A sinus headache so bad,
Wow.
this has never happened to me. My teeth hurt, my molars
Whoa.
Ow.
on the top and the bottom. My teeth hurt.
Your teeth hurt.
Go figure. And yeah, it was very, very painful and very stuffy and all that. Ran a fever for a couple of days.
And your family was sick.
The whole family. Josh was started feeling ill before Kathy and I, and then Kathy was next, and then I was on the tail end of that. And then we get a call or a message from Emily, and she from Albuquerque, and she's got COVID.
Yeah.
And this was a couple of days ago.
Oh, geez.
They caught it from her through the phone.
I guess, I don't know. So the whole family's sick. Now Andy and the crew, they had just gotten over it.
Oh.
And they were here the prior week, right? And so we had the grandbabies here, and I think that's maybe where it came from. Not sure, but it was a joy to have all those kids and grandkids here. Those couple of kids and grandkids here, and then they went on back home. But left us sick.
Every time we visit or get visited by, Joy ends up getting sick after the granddaughters leave.
Yeah.
So I understand that problem.
Tuesday I got up and I was like, no way. Went back to sleep and got up probably around 9 o'clock, and then I worked my whole day after that, and then just been steadily on the mend.
That's good.
Getting a little better and better, but still very stuffy.
This is why we're here tonight, in part, anyway. Instead of last
Monday, right?
Saturday
Monday
night, we had to
would've
get
been
better.
Monday was definitely a no-go and Tuesday was also definitely a no-go.
I'm sorry.
So hopefully Kathy, I think she's got more of the lingering cough than I do. So, but she'll be fine. And that's about it. But it did enable us to binge watch on Monday. The Chosen. It's season 1 and then part of season 2. So, and then we haven't got back to binging it. So maybe tonight or tomorrow we'll grab a little more. But anyway, it's and it's been a busy week. Kind of like you. Everything ramped up this week, and it's just we got a lot of stuff going this next week too, and hope to get it all done before vacation. So
That's right.
Right.
It's next week. Oh,
Yeah.
Hope you guys are
well,
well.
we'll be here tomorrow, but not
Yeah,
next Sunday.
not next Sunday.
We'll be on a boat, a big boat.
And well, I hope. But fully well.
A really big boat, not a real shrimp boat. Johnny, how you doing there?
I'm doing fine today. I post this all on Facebook too, but real fast, short story, tiny short story time. So I posted this picture of Melissa when she was little on the rock. Did you guys all see that?
Yeah.
Didn't really explain it much. I'm sure people just thought, okay, this is Melissa, this is a rock, all right. But so I told the story today because we came back. So I took the day off on Friday. Basically, Melissa and I never got to do our daddy-daughter day before she got married. And it was just an idea I had. Just, that sounds great. Yeah, I want to do that. But it never happened. And then we got, then she got married, and then time has gone on. And we just keep talking about, we never did that. I feel bad. We really need to still do that. And honestly, I am glad this happened after the wedding, because the emotion wasn't all there of like, my little girl. But anyway, but that picture was from when we used to camp. We went in Red River, New Mexico, and we would camp there. And one of those times, as kids were all out exploring, Melissa crawled up on this big rock, and she just looked like she was just like, and we just comically just said, we now christened this, Melissa Rock. And I took a picture of her there, and just over the years, it's always just kind of been a joke or something comes up in our family whenever we mention the Junebug campground in Red River, New Mexico. I wonder if that rock's still there. So anyway, we finally decided. I just took off Friday. She took off work. I said, we're just going to do this day. What do you want to do? And I suggested, let's go see if we can find the rock. And so anyway, all that's on there. If you want to see it on my personal Facebook, Johnny Leckie, you should be able to see that. But it was really fun. We had a great day, but it is 4.5 hours from here. So we left really, really early. But that was part of the deal. We were captive in the car, driving, did a lot of good talking. Hadn't really spent a lot of time with my daughter here in the past year. So it was really, really good. We just had a great time. But when we got there, no kidding, it looked like the turnoff to go into the thing. It's like, what? That can't be right. And I looked, if I had turned where it was, I would have gone into a deep ravine. It was like, whoa, snow burn. It was snow all over the place because it's a ski area. It was sunny and beautiful, but I knew where this thing was. The entrance was way down here. I knew that the rock would be somewhere way back here. It's a big hill, so I had to end up parking the car up here on this hill. We had to walk all the way down and then try to walk through. It was really crazy. We were trying to get our bearings, and then I took a step and went knee deep. Whoa, so just kind of pulled me back. And there was a stream, sort of a river that went through. I don't think it was like a main river, but it was a good mountain stream. And I could see from the top looking down that there was water running under the snow.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you gotta be careful where we're stepping. We're finding up in this little river. Anyway, just as we were getting ready to leave, we had tried, and also had almost killed ourselves trying to get back up onto the thing. I mean, it was like sliding through rocks. I mean, this is becoming a ridiculous adventure over a rock.
But worth it, right?
Well, in the end, it definitely was, because I just decided one more chance. I was like, it took us all this time to get here. Let me just look a little bit farther up. And as I went up, and again to see, because there was this huge incline, I don't remember it being an incline. It was more of a leveled up area. And farther along, I saw that, and then I saw, because in the picture, there are little tree sprouts all around her, but now those trees are big. Because it was almost 20 years ago. But yeah, we found it, so it was a lot of fun. And but I am tired. I got back late last night, and I've just kind of been feeling it today. So a lot of the extra physical stuff, and then we ate this amazing burger and stuff there. But but I'm well. I'm glad to be here tonight. Look forward to rehearsal. Look forward to tomorrow. Glad to be with you guys. All right, so what do you guys want to talk about in the 3 minutes we have left? Oh, wait. A lot of catch-up talk here today. No.
When I saw that you'd found your quest, I was thinking, okay, did an NPC show up and say, okay, now that you found your...
I had a friend comment that very thing. He was like, what did he say? He was like, good job, adventurers, now to level 2. This is an old friend of mine. He's a retired cop who lives in Texas. He was just like, good job. He's a big D&D guy.
Yeah, I might have to figure out a way to involve that in the adventure.
That would be great. Yeah, I'm almost positive it was the right. Every now and then I have these doubts. I'm like, maybe that wasn't the right. No, it is, because everything lined up picture-wise and everything else. So. It's about the right size, it has the right look. So.
Did you bring the old picture with you for reference?
Oh yeah. In fact, it's in the post.
I saw the post from today.
One.
Yeah, the second post. I saw the picture. I didn't know if you guys
had it.
Yeah, yes, we did. That's what we were doing. The reason I wanted to do like a complete
composite of it.
Yeah, well, just like stand on the rock and whatever. But on the way down, everything we made our way through all that little adventure. To the point where Melissa was a little bit gun shy. I was like, I think it's right there. No, we don't need to go down there because it was like really kind of a steep thing. I'm like, I think we're okay. This part was dry. It was almost like a dry path leading us right to the road, except for one little bit. So there were some trees, and Melissa went through the trees. I said, come around this way. She said, I think I'm okay right here, but she slipped and everything slid. She almost did the splits and she was falling down. I was like, oh man, this is how it ends. Right?
Sorry,
search for Melissa Rock. She's paralyzed for life now. And it's because I told her, come on, it'll be okay. I felt so bad. So by the time we got down there, we were just wiped out, and it was surrounded by all this snow. I couldn't get back. It was not just snow, it was snow and rocks and just kind of weird stuff. It was a reason it was closed. So I couldn't step back to truly reframe everything. So but we did get some pictures and some video. And some I didn't post. I'm going to throw those tomorrow afternoon, just sort of the epilogue stuff. But yeah. Rock. Melissa Rock. And that was the first thing Matthew said when he saw the post. He was like, Melissa Rock! He knew exactly what we were talking.
All that snow and everything. Stark contrast this week with the higher temperatures and everything melted.
Yeah.
I don't think there might be a little bit of snow left out there, but
I wore shorts today.
Yeah. I'm in a light jacket.
All right, guys, let's zero back in here in a few minutes. I know we're kind of out of practice here, but what do you guys want to talk about related to Compass Church? We know what we're doing tomorrow. We can talk about anything from last week. I think even the week before. Did we have a podcast 2 weeks ago?
Did we? Wait.
We had band practice 2 weeks ago.
We did.
Yeah, we
I
did.
would think we had a podcast.
Yeah, okay.
We talked about creativity, I believe.
I don't think we talked about I think we missed. No. We missed a podcast. You weren't here. right that weekend, 2
That's
Sundays
right.
ago. We didn't have a podcast that Monday. We did have a rehearsal.
Right.
No you were helping your brother.
On a Monday night?
No, on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, on Sunday, that's right. Yes, that's right. And then we didn't have.
Right, we didn't have a podcast that Monday.
That Monday,
we did have
right.
a rehearsal following.
We
and
did.
then, so no, we didn't talk about last week.
That's
or
right.
Or,
Or before, yeah.
yeah, so it's been a while since we've done a podcast.
You did wrap up your series on uncertainty.
Yes.
You certainly wrapped up your series on uncertainty.
Are you certain about
I
that?
don't know, there's maybe one more. No.
After much awaited time, we got the fifth word.
Got the fifth word.
We got all five now.
That's true. It was good. That's my silicone. It was good
Don't get that in your eye.
to wrap that. It was good to wrap that up. What was that word? Faith. That's
The
right.
last one, faith.
It was faith. Yeah.
Vision, prayer.
Vision, prayer,
Wisdom.
wisdom,
And I don't remember the fourth one.
Creativity.
creativity,
because, yeah, and
and then faith. And the only one of those that you can't immediately start with is creativity, because you don't just make something up. It says the others all fall into place. But I could have saved that one for last, but I didn't want to save that one for last. I wanted faith to be the last one that we talked about.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
It's a good final word.
faith forward is what we want to think here.
And faith kind of ties everything together, because without faith, what's the point of prayer? Without faith, you're not going to have good wisdom.
Yes.
Without faith, creativity kind of has not a lot of point.
Right.
Yeah.
We can be as creative as we want, but we're not. To what degree and to what point?
Yeah.
So.
That's
And
right.
you won't have vision.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Well,
I didn't see that one coming.
So anyway, but yeah, the faith, I try to cover it from a variety of angles as well. And first, just the idea of what are we talking about? Because it is weird in our culture that people do say, just have faith. But their meaning, have faith in your friends, or have faith in the process, or have faith in yourself.
Yourself, yeah. That's
And
hard.
so that's why I felt like it was important to start by talking about what that meant, and that it's about the object of our faith. There was, I wonder if I can find this real quick. Maybe I should say it, because it was something that I didn't say. Talk amongst yourselves, friends. But yeah, anyway, but I wanted to talk about what faith was, and then give some examples in relationship to uncertainty and how faith comes into play, and then deal with the idea of doubt, and then talk about saving faith. All right, so you guys mix it up for a second. Right?
Mix it up.
That's
Jabber
Do with
amongst
that, our
yourselves.
fearless leader.
that pastor you referenced. His name is Cliff Knetchell.
Oh yeah,
That's how you
Cliff.
say-
That is
I think
Cliff.
that's how you
yeah.
say his last name.
That's who that
But
was.
I love that guy's videos. It's
Yeah.
it's
He's pretty balanced.
they're good to watch. And it is wild. You see the people that are trying to argue with him. They get so fired up and they're screaming at him and they're all this stuff. He stays cool as a cucumber.
Yeah.
He just talks his way through everything logically, and he really has a very well-grounded arguments based solely on scripture too. It's not like he's not making stuff up. It's it's awesome. Some of the videos, and I like that he's been making the rounds on, or at least
Even
I've
on
seen him.
TikTok even.
I see him all over the place now. The last probably 6 months, I feel like I've really seen.
And he is an older
Ton of
guy.
those. Mhm.
I think he's been doing this for, I mean, I don't know what his whole background is, but things that I have seen him do, I think, you know what? You were a bold dude. And you're right there, you're mixing up with people in their early 20s. This guy's got to be in his 60s, I'm thinking. And, but he's very calm, as you say. He seems to respond. Now, we say this, and then somebody's going to say, you should see this video. We look at he's like gone nuts or something. It's not necessarily an endorsement, I'm just saying, but the things that I've seen with him, but very measured response. Okay, I found what I was looking for here. Can I share it with you? I wish I had used this. This is from Pastor who's now deceased, Tim Keller. He said, if you're falling off a cliff, strong faith in a weak branch is fatally inferior to weak faith in a strong branch. And there's a lot to let sink in there. Salvation is not finally based on the strength of your faith, but in the object of your faith. So again, if falling off a cliff, strong faith in a weak branch is not as good as, or fatally inferior to a weak faith in a very strong branch. Because even weak faith in a strong branch is going to keep you from
Right.
dying, is the point.
Yeah.
But anyway, That was a quote I wanted to do, but
Yeah.
by your puzzled expressions, I'm thinking I made the right choice by.
No, no,
adding
that's-
No, I like it. That's actually pretty profound. I like that. That's,
It fits in with the video that you were referencing, because I won't believe anything unless I'm absolutely certain.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's and he showed how weak that branch was
Yeah,
very
exactly.
quickly.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a reasonable faith. And again, at the end of the day, and I've had many conversations with a lot of people, and it's like, can you prove this exactly? Prove. And I think it's like, no, but way beyond a reasonable doubt. I mean, it's faith that isn't blind faith. It is faith that is based on a reasonable understanding of things. At the end of the day, you do have to have faith. But it's not just like wild, based on nothing, spaghetti monster in the sky kind of stuff. It's based on real things that you can make a reasonable decision to place your faith in Christ. So that was the heart of that, anyway.
That's, we've talked about this several times on the podcast. The Bible allows for a very reasonable faith because over and over again, it's, that you've got 66 different books written by 40 some odd authors over a span of a couple thousand years, and they are all pointing the same direction.
Right.
And it's an amazing thing when you think about that.
Yeah.
It really is. And sometimes it's like those, like when you see a mosaic, like when Leon and I went to the Charles Schulz Museum several years ago, right? Because Leon loves peanuts. I've grown to really appreciate once I began to understand where even the comics I loved, Calvin and Hobbes and others, are all big nods to the original comics, but not so much the cutesy stuff that happened later with peanuts and stuff. But anyway, we went to this museum, and one of their walls, if you're looking close, it's comic strips, all comic strips. But when you step back, you begin to see that they're one of those things where it forms a huge picture of Charlie Brown and Snoopy. But when you're up close, this is nothing but, I don't even know, what do you call that? What, you've seen these kind of images? It's like a mosaic, but it's when you look back, it forms a bigger picture.
Yeah.
That's not the, what you see up close.
I've seen that with blank
It's like a
pictures of
visual
people,
learn.
and it pulls back.
You pull
it's
back,
a
you see it.
different
And
person.
anyway, I'm saying that, I guess
Yeah.
my point is that faith is kind of like that. You begin to, it's like what you're looking for. Some people can't see it, and I think this is why Scripture often says, seek me, you'll find me when you search for me with all your heart. It's not so much based on you saving yourself by seeking. It's just, it's not until you take that little bit of faith and you begin to seek with your heart that God begins to reveal himself. You start to see the big picture that you didn't see before. But if all you're looking for are the lines of the cartoon, that's really all you're going to see. So it's about your heart. It's where are you in your heart.
And you talked about that, from the head knowledge versus the heart knowledge kind of thing, in a way with James, I think it's just James, the demons believe and they shudder.
And they shudder, yeah.
They believe and they know what's coming, but they got nothing in here, so.
Yeah, that was a startling, when I first heard and read that passage, it was that idea of, oh wait, belief is not enough.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound right? You need to believe in Jesus. But the idea is believing on Jesus. It's trusting in Jesus. I mean, it says you believe God is one. Good. Even the demons believe and tremble or shudder. And I've said this before, it's been many years, but I've made this statement once in a message about that very thing. Is it possible that there are demons who have more faith and belief, or more belief in Jesus than you do?
That's a tough one there. Yikes.
They do believe, but they were afraid.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's an interesting idea. What else about that? I could have gone. The thing is, you start talking about faith, the Bible's all about it. And then particularly you get to Hebrews 11, which again, we could have done that. It's almost surprising in a way to some maybe that if you're going to talk about faith, you're not talking about Hebrews 11. It's called the faith chapter. By faith, but it's all leading basically to chapter 12. That we have something even more than those old patriarchs. And they demonstrated their faith in God, but that we have Jesus who's demonstrated, anyway, richer, fuller, greater revelation of who God is.
Yeah.
If you want to know what God is like, look at Jesus.
Right.
He showed us what he's like. So, what else about him?
Trying to, since we didn't talk about creativity, which I think that's it's one of the neat things about Compass is that if you've been around us long enough, we're not doing the same thing over and over again. In so many ways.
That's fair.
And you used it for creativity. You talked about a very unusual person, Gideon. And it's something that when we had talked about it, it's like I had not realized that.
That God didn't tell him to sort out like that. He got creative with.
Yeah.
Well, he told him to sort out.
Yeah, but once
the.
Go ahead.
Blowing of the horns and the shouting.
No horns.
The shouting. Which one are we?
So
it was the shouting and. I'm mixing up my stories.
Yes.
It's in The Chosen. If you'll watch that episode. No, it's not.
That's New Testament.
I'm just kidding.
There are some scenes that go back to the Old Testament. It's about this.
I think what you're getting at is that, yes, God told Gideon specific things at specific times, but in relationship to the torches and the stuff, the shout,
and the shouting and stuff.
He didn't tell him to do that.
Yep.
He just said, go in the strength of yours as he started. But go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, exactly. There was no. God told him God told him how to sort out the soldiers. He went from thousands to a couple
300.
Yeah, 300. Ultimately 300. But there was like 2 sorting methods there. And then that he's.
I would have gone home, by the way. The first cattle call. If you don't want to be here, you're a little nervous.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, man. I hope it all works out. That's sad to say, but that's why.
Okay, so unrelated, there's a meme where it's like, where you think you're going to be in the zombie apocalypse and you're on the gun on top of the roof blasting everybody, where you actually are and you're part of the zombie crowd. Exactly. So, but anyway, so he has them sort out that first time by telling everybody to go home who's nervous. Then the second time, go to the stream, drink, and those who are lapping like a dog, kick them. And those who are paying attention, keep those with you. Came down to 300 people against thousands and thousands of the Midianites, and so then it stops there, except to go defeat them in the strength of
don't do it.
Me and you. And he takes these pots, torches under him. At a point, he says, "Okay, for when I give the shout, everybody break their pots, and the torches will go." And and that's how they defeated the army. So it was a really creative method. They didn't draw their blades at all. They didn't. It was all God and a whole bunch of confusion. So.
Yeah, and think about that. I mean, God said that, and that whole whittling down part was, you have too many for me to do what I want to do.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is to show you that it wasn't you, it was me.
Yeah.
Right. But then that nice flip side, where when he says go, it's like, should I do it this way? Yes. Should I do it this way? Yes. I'm going to do it it's going to be fun. Whatever you do in this, unless you disobey what I've told you,
right.
It's a yes. And I think that God does. And then again, I don't want to stretch it too much because we don't know. I mean, maybe God did tell him, but it's not recorded for us. And so again, I'm just looking at that and saying, there's an option here within the boundaries of all the other things. There's some creativity where we flesh out who we are and who God's called us to be, and your own personality. We're not robots, and God, smiles when we are within His will. And being the creative person that He's made us to be, it's that kind of idea.
Yeah, and we were created in His image, and He is the great creator. So,
yeah, and I didn't even mention this, but the first instance of any kind of spiritually empowered gift is actually in the Old Testament. The first recording of anything like God gifted someone to do something special was in relationship to the temple and the craftsmen and the artisans. So it was the artisans and the creativity of the craftsmen that was spiritually empowered by God. God gave them an extra measure of creativity and artistic ability, and I love that. So.
Yep, agreed.
What else, friend? I know we're getting
We are.
long in the talk.
Yeah.
Like a pain in the tooth.
But y'all still comers. Keith.
Well, hey, there's a whole
I'm
lot
here.
going on. Is there anything you guys want to add before we start wrapping up? We are going to be at the studio. You can be right here tomorrow. It's going to be, speaking of different, so if you're going to the school, it won't matter. You're not going to see this till after we've done it. Send your complaint emails to Bob. I went to the school. You weren't there. There's a map.
Johnny put up a sign.
I actually made that sign, actually. All right, well, anything else about, just anything going on church-wise, or the weekends, or the messages, or just anything?
Nothing comes to
My
mind.
brain is still trying to start working again.
Has fallen over the crowd. All right, no worries. Well, hey, then it's almost time for our final words then I want to mention.
We are missing one thing,
What would that be?
and that is John 3:16.
I saw that on a TV program.
That's from you chose it.
From Nicodemus. All right, just kidding. I don't even know if that was part of our recording or it was before.
I think it was before.
No context, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But yeah, John 3:16. So God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life.
Amen. Praise God for that.
Yes.
Man, it's such good richness. We could dive into it for a long time. Thanks for remembering that, Jake. Well, you know what? We meet somewhere in the world every single week. You can usually find us online. If you're on Facebook, you can search for Compass Church Colorado and find us that way. And you can discover more at compassdenver.com. We'd love to have you as our guest this Sunday here at the studio. Or I guess that will be back at the school. Compassdenver.com is where you will find
Somewhere in the world.
this week.
always online.
Maybe that should be the page title. Somewhere in the world. Click. All right. Final words.
Love you guys. Love everyone out there.
Likewise.
This has been great because he is great.
Grace to you and peace. And that's all we have for tonight. And we are out. And kudos to you, Bob, for your grand restraint.
I was waiting.
Horns. It was the pots.
Horns and, it was both. No, it's a shout.
Shout. No horns.
You know, it is. Okay, we're done. Thanks. Bye. I was going to say.
It was Joshua.